Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for September 2022. I hope that you are feeling absolutely fabulous and totally rocking your life. So this is a general reading for Libra. However, cross-watchers are also welcome. Keep in mind that the individuals and energies identified in this reading may be swapped, and that the intensity of the energies may vary. So take with you whatever messages resonate and leave behind for others whatever does not. So we're going to start out with this Celtic Cross Tarot reading and close off with an oracle card message. So Libra, here in the current situation, you have the Ace of Cups. What covers is the Ace of Pentacles. Above you, you have the King of Cups. Below you, you have Death. In the past position, you have the Five of Swords. In the near future, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Libra, your attitude of the current situation, you have Knight of Wands. In your environment, which are the external factors influencing you, you have the World. In your hopes and fears, you have the Empress with the outcome as the Seven of Swords. So here, it's interesting that your swords are the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords, which, the Five of Swords in the past kind of indicates, ego-driven wins that are kind of like a false sense of victory, and really needing to know how to and when to walk away from a lose-lose situation. With the outcome as Seven of Swords, that's typically a card to reflect liar, stealer, cheater vibes. With the other cards here, though, they're amazing cards of opportunities, beginnings, creativity, transformations. So we will clarify with more tarot cards, but perhaps the Seven of Swords is not as it seems. So we'll take a look here. Let's start off with the Five of Swords in your past. That kind of, it's kind of a card to indicate playing dirty, kicking someone when they're down type of thing. You have the Star here. So here there is maybe a sense of, hope that you are learning to walk away from things where there's a lose-lose situation, and gaining some clarity when it comes to expectations and changes in situations, and possibly also dealing with other people in general. Fives are about humanity overall and instability. So with the current situation being the Ace of Cups, it does seem that there is an offer of, love, hope, kind of tapping into that heart center for you, Libra. And then what covers is the Ace of Pentacles. So here, this is a new, also like a gift, an opportunity from Spirit for you to have some type of new endeavor, new project, new sense of material value. It also could be an opportunity to appreciate something in yourself or something about others in a new way as well. So let's take a look at the Ace of Cups here in the present situation. You have the Strength card. So here it's reminding me that in some decks, the Strength card is the 11th major arcana card, and that the 8th major arcana card is Justice, which is your major arcana card, Libra. So here it's a sense of acceptance and courage and strength coming from like the heart center. And with the Strength card, it's knowing when to be gentle, knowing when to lead or influence with a more tender approach as opposed to like a brute force. And also a sense of, you know, recognizing there's certain aspects of yourself that you need to accept and embrace and show some kind of care and love to as well. So let's take a look at the Ace of Pentacles that covers. There's 8 of Wands. So some type of opportunity, some type of offer for you to actually take advantage of in a very kind of like you gotta grab it while the opportunity is like present. It might pass you by. This is not necessarily just a gift that you shove in your pocket. It's a sense that both of these aces are opportunities for you to use you know, this connection with the emotions, intuition, and the heart, and this new sense of, you know, value to be cultivated in the material world. These are both opportunities to do something with. It takes investment, it takes, you know, nurturing and care, which is interesting because in your hopes and fears, you have this Empress card. And this is a card of abundance. This is a card of nurturing, of you know, love, if creating. So if you were to look for the person, if there was a person in the major arcana world, to hand out, you know, aces of cups and pentacles, one of them would be the Magician, the other one would be the Empress. There's probably an Emperor that would, and the Emperor probably have someone managing their stuff to give you those gifts. But let's take a look at this Empress here in your hopes and fears. You have the Nine of Wands here. So it's a sense of like, it's almost like preparing for something that you don't know if it's coming about or not, and not really being fully aware of the environment. So it could be that there is this fear of always being like in a position of lack or need or an underdog. And the hope is that there is more than enough. There is a sense of abundance. And it kind of ties in with this past of the Five of Swords, you know, like it's not good enough to just say, hey, we both win or we both lose. It's a sense of needing to make sure that everyone knows that there's a win there, as if there's only a limited number of wins to have. Or, you know, making sure everyone knows that you're right, as if there is one truth, and not multiple perspectives of truth. So let's take a look at this King of Cups that is in your conscious mind. And that can be you know, this could be a particular individual that you are thinking about. This also could be, that person could be someone you're connected to romantically. You know, for some of you, Libra, it's like a parent figure, someone who's supportive, someone who would know to walk away from a lose-lose situation, would know how to use these aces, these gifts, in a way that is, you know, compassionate and able to like support everyone and not just themselves. They more are concerned with their connections with other people and how other people are doing, as opposed to themselves being right, having, you know, having a certain agreement of their dominance, their intellect. So let's take a look at the King of Cups here. You have the Chariot. And that kind of is a card of a protector, someone who is kind of follows what they are driven to accomplish in terms of goals and life journeys, and in the process really pushing forward their agenda, whatever that is. But it's a sense, it's usually not an agenda of necessarily what's the word, necessarily being entirely ego driven. Chariot is the major arcana card for Cancer, and the sign of Cancer, and those in that sign, I think it's the symbol is the crab, and those kind of indicate that they're constantly carrying their homes with them, and the charioteer is carrying their sense of home in their heart with them, you know, leaving their, where they've grown up, where they've known, to, you know, venture out and accomplish goals outside of the home, so they can go back to their home with even more to offer. So it's kind of a sense of a mentor, parent figure for you, Libra, someone that you have in mind. So here, let's take a look at the Death card. Below you in the unconscious mind, you have the Seven of Swords again. So the unconscious mind, it's something working in the background that you might not be aware of, but it's some type of change is going on for you. Something that maybe is even hidden from yourself. And with the Seven of Swords being the outcome, you know, it may be that this month for you, Libra, you are kind of uncovering really deeply rooted ideas and beliefs. So let's take a look at the Knight of Wands, which is your attitude of the situation. And this is an attitude of like, I'm going to just get out there, make things happen, gonna pursue what you want to pursue, like follow your passion, enthusiastic about it. The thing about the Knight of Wands is they move fast, and they might really get bored. They might just, you know, want to do superficial things and then pursue something else. So with these aces here, it's something to really nurture and cultivate. So let's take a look at what we have the Knight of Wands. You have the Page of Swords. And that's an even more less mature and more what's the word? Frantic is what a frantic, frenzied type of attitude or perspective. It's even less attention span. It's almost like the energy here is very much like ADHD type of energy of just like kind of just jumping around. So, I mean, there is a sense of curiosity there with the Page of Swords and wanting to learn. And with the aces here, it's really something to be invested in. And to me, it's almost like if you gave the Page of Swords a cup of water, they would just spill it all over themselves. But in the environment here, Libra, you have the World. And this is a sense of, you know, that the environment is external forces that can influence you. With the World as a sense of accomplishment, completion, accolades. There may be an individual or multiple individuals or resources available to you that you can, you know, follow, see how things were completed, to even maybe get advice from. With the World card, there is also a sense of a rebirth. And here, with the Death and the unconscious mind, there's some type of transformation. So whatever it is that is kind of, it's almost like completion of cycles. And here with these aces, it's like new cycles beginning. You have the Nine of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. That's also like the suits kind of accumulating and almost reaching their full potential. So here, let's take a look at the World, the environment, and clarify that for you, Libra. You have the Ace of Wands. Again, a new beginning, a rebirth. Okay, this is something that is kind of popping up for me. This could be for some of you a card to indicate pregnancies. Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, something coming to life, like a new gift, something that's a new beginning. The World and the Empress, also cards of pregnancies. So for some of you, you know, maybe there are people out there who you can talk to about this process. So let's take a look at, and then with the hopes and fears being the Empress, it's a sense of maybe being hopeful of, you know, that kind of motherly type bond or creating, but also a sense of like wanting to hold off on that for a bit and be more on your own. Here in the Nine of Wands, this individual is on their own, unless it's like single parenting, doing a lot of work on their own. And here, the Nine of Pentacles, this individual is also on their own and being really enjoying their rewards of what they created, enjoying those efforts. So let's take a look. Also, I mean, I guess this could be like the parent as well, like thinking about that parent and maybe not really telling people about what's going on with the Seven of Swords, kind of like being secretive. We'll see what's going on with the Nine of Pentacles in the near future. You have the Emperor. So it is a sense of feeling like your power, your authority, and feeling like secure and, really feeling good about what kind of life and kingdom you created for yourself. So let's take a look at the Seven of Swords in the outcome here, Libra. Ace of Swords. You have every single ace here. It kind of indicates, like, with this outcome being the Seven of Swords, it is a sense of like things not truly being revealed. And it's as if you have these are going to be given opportunities to decide how are you going to feel about things. What sense of value are you going to be given to this thing? How are you going to think about this issue? How are you going to talk to others about it? How are you going to, find out from your environment what it's like to have this new life, new spark of energy to care for, to be around. So here is, it's interesting because this does kind of, and even with the star, it's a sense of like a sense of hope, a sense of something being created out of nothing, because the star card comes after the Tower, after there's been basically the foundations being exposed and needing to start over again. So here, Libra, if you have a new potential baby that you are, thinking about, planning for, considering, then it seems like whatever is, it seems like you have a lot of swords, and maybe because you've got this like Nine of Wands and your hopes and fears, you can take a moment just to rest and check out the environment and see if if all this kind of carrying the load on your own is necessary, and how you can go about possibly asking for help. And for other Libras, this is just, good old-fashioned opportunities being presented to you, and kind of needing to not feel, it's almost like the Seven of Swords could also be imposter syndrome. And really, you have, if you want to treat opportunities as if they're not going to last and they're just fleeting, then, then perhaps whatever kind of accomplishments come out of it are going to be really, short-lived and not worthy of much attention. So in that sense, it could be like a imposter syndrome type of thing. But, it might vary for different people. So Libra, I'm going to pull an oracle card to uncover some message from the universe. You have be insightful and established. Ground and rebalance your energy. Bring your awareness into the now rather than allowing it to occupy the past or the future. So here, a sense of being more aware of your environment now, whether you can accomplish whatever it is that you can accomplish on your own, need to take some time out, need to ask for help, and the sense of grounding and rebalancing your energy. Here with the Star and the strength card and the Chariots, really about acknowledging things that are possibly contradicting, opposed, and need to be kind of embraced and find some middle ground for. So this is a really odd reading for you, Libra, but the fact that it has the Five of Swords, the Seven of Swords twice, and the Ace of Swords kind of suggests, oh, and this Page of Swords, there's some type of shift in how you're thinking, how to think about something, and a sense of accomplishment and a sense of doing things differently. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of your September. To find out more about the month, check out readings for each of your sun, moon, and rising signs. We'll see you next time. Take care.